Everybody? Welcome back to Tammy Talks. I am Tammy, obviously, and we are here to talk about season 13, episode 11, Married at First Sight. Caution! Feelings approaching. So if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm just thumbing through my notes. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Um, like the video if you have enjoyed the content or if you just enjoy me in general. Share the video, leave some comments below. Let's get into it now. Let's do Rachel and Jose. Not a whole lot to talk about with them. Well, not a lot happened with them. So the episode starts off with Jose and Rachel being they're out for drinks or something. I couldn't tell if they were at lunch or just out for drinks. But Jose said that he was glad that Rachel agreed to meet him because she has not been answering his phone calls or texts. Um, and what's kind of annoying about that is the fact that Jose didn't really quite understand why. So as we know, last week they had the huge blow up. I don't know if. Oh, you know what? I think that was actually the same day after she was at like the smash room with the girls and he was at um the golf range, the driving range with the guys. Because I think he had on the same shirt. So she was just kind of telling him like, I am still waiting for an apology because the way that you talked to me was completely unacceptable. And he was like, but I text you, you didn't respond. She said, because what was missing was a genuine apology. And what Jose is missing is that he kept, like, I get what she was saying because Jose did just keep saying, well, um, okay, like, I'm sorry, like, how many times are we going to keep going over it? You locked the door. And instead of you just taking accountability and saying, you know what, I was pissed at you. So, yeah, I locked your ass out. I locked you out. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. He keeps saying, well, it was an accident, and I always lock the door. I can be dead ass sleep. We're in a deep sleep, and I get up and I lock the door, and it's like he's doing everything but accepting responsibility. And Rachel is just kind of like, I can't be married to somebody that cannot accept responsibility and cannot truly apologize. Um, and mean it and mean it. So he just keeps telling her that, how much, like, why do we have to keep going over this? I can't take back the past. I can't go back in the past and redo it. And my thing is, Jose, all you had to do was say, you know what, I did lock the door last night. It was a shitty thing for me to do. I apologize for it. Um, there's no excuse for it, and like, I'm truly sorry for that. You did not deserve that. And Rachel would have been cool, but you acted an ass about it, and then continually acted an ass about it. And then today, for you to still come in and be like, I didn't do it on purpose, it don't matter. Apologize for doing it. Stop trying to make yourself look better in the process. Be real with her. You locked the door on her ass, the deadbolt on her ass. You did. So he told her that, the way that he communicates and the way that he handles communication and, when there's arguments and stuff like that, is he doesn't like to talk about stuff in that moment. He likes to take a moment to sit back and chill, get himself together. He said because his words do cut. So I'm wondering if after it happened, after she called him Johnny and then he apologized, I'm wondering if she kept going on and on about it and kept wanting to talk about it. And he kept saying, go on ahead with it now. Like, I told you, I don't want to talk about it. So she kind of has to understand that there are people who don't necessarily want to talk about conflict and who don't want to talk about stuff as soon as it happens. I'm a person that when stuff happens, I want to talk about it. I want to get it out in the air, get it out in the open. I like talking about things when they happen so that when I take too much time to process stuff, I start thinking of other stuff and past things that happen. I like to deal with issues like right in that moment. And what ends up like Jose said he doesn't like to do that. So he makes a genuine apology. She accepts it. Life is great. Okay. But I'm just saying, Rachel, girl, one eye open at all times. Don't move into that man's house without, don't get rid of your apartment immediately and move into that man's house, because at the first sight of something he does not want, you know that he's trying to kick you out of an apartment that wasn't even his. So, later that day, we see Jose come in when Rachel was like chilling in bed, like reading, or I don't even know what she was doing. And Jose tells her that he made some flashcards on how he can communicate with his wife. And it's things like never lock the deadbolt. What you're not going to do is try to make light of the situation. You locked her out in the middle of the night. But whatever, if you need a flashcard to remind you not to lock your wife out the house, okay, sir. And then the other cards were things like learn to listen more, make sure that I check on my wife 3 times a day. And he kind of told her that he thought that the way that he communicated was the best way. And he's now starting to realize that the way that he communicates is not as great as he thought it was. You know what I mean? He thought he had this great set of communication skills and listening skills. And now that he's married and with somebody 24/7, all intents and purposes, 24/7, he's realizing that maybe he's not the best communicator. And I mean, as much as I dislike Jose, I think that was a very big thing for him to say, because he's not a person that likes to take responsibility or take accountability when he's in the wrong, from what we can see. So they're cool with it, and she is impressed by these flashcards, honey, and I don't understand why. So then, their first month anniversary, Jose takes her to a baseball diamond because she like really likes baseball, and they he gets her a mitt and a little jersey, and they play catch before having dinner. And during dinner, they talk about, what they've learned about each other so far, and what they've learned about themselves so far, and how, they want to be treated in the marriage moving forward and stuff like that. So Jose brings up, it like tripped me out, but Jose brings up that, maybe us having a joint account, that's not a good idea. I think we should have two, we can have our separate accounts. She said, I've been saying that for the longest. And he was like, really? Have you? Maybe I don't listen. And I think Jose's problem, and I'm not excusing him, but I think Jose's problem is he looks at life as, because on paper, Jose has his life together, no debt, owns houses, degrees, great job. He has all this stuff going on that he honestly thinks that the way that he does stuff, the way that he views life is the end all and be all. And when Jose decides on something that he thinks is the best idea or the best course of action, he doesn't listen to anybody else. So even though Rachel has been telling him, we can get finances and stuff together, but I don't want you to control the money. I'm not comfortable, with having a joint account. He wasn't listening. And that was a prime example. And Rachel keeps laughing that shit off, but it's not cute. It's not cute at all, because I don't think Jose is being genuine with her. I think Jose is only saying and doing this type of stuff now because Jose does not want to turn around and end up single. Jose doesn't want to have to get back in the dating circuit. And that's the only reason that Jose is now all of a sudden, well, yeah, 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 separate accounts. I'm going to listen to you a whole lot more. I'm not buying it, but whatever. So later that in the end of the episode, when the couples are all together at this big group dinner, Gil asks, are you falling in love with your partner, your spouse, or are you growing into like? And Rachel does all the talking about how they've had some ups and downs. They had the big blow up she said last week, so it's been some time. How they had the big blow up last week, but they know that they love each other. They said that they loved each other after the barbecue. They were caught up in, this is our first time hosting, it's our first event together, and they got caught up in that, in They said that they loved each other and they're excited to see where their love will go from there. It's not going to work because Jose is controlling. Jose clearly plays mind games. Jose is manipulative. Jose is a narcissist. And girl, Jose, let's never forget that Jose locked you out your house, locked you out of your apartment at midnight, and took his ass to sleep, knowing you were outside, knowing that you didn't have your keys, possibly knowing that you did not have your telephone. Let's not forget that. I'm Tammy. See y'all next week.